So this is going to be just a generic simple foam beetle. It's going to be a HiVis beetle. We're going to put some additional sighting elements to it. So I'm starting off with a size 12 dry fly hook, and to it I'm just going to start to wrap some 8/0 thread just to get it started. And then I've got just a strip of foam. I've cut it to an angle, and I'm just going to start to tie that in. Work it all the way down the body to about the bend in the hook, and then wrap that back up. Now the body of this is going to be peacock herl, so I'm going to take maybe 4 or 5 strands of peacock herl. And I'm just going to trim off the ends here. And tie those in. Bring my thread back up to the front. And then just wrap that all the way up to the front. Leaving a little room behind the eye of the hook. A couple wraps on top and in front will secure it, and then I can come back through and trim off those excess ends. Now for the legs that I'm going to use, I'm going to get some saltwater flash. So this is just a little more rigid than your typical flash. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And I'm going to take off one strand, and these are going to be my legs. So I'll bend it over my thread and attach it to the side. Take a wrap or two through, and I can trim that off. And I can cut these to length later. Then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Wrap it over my thread, put it where I want it to be, take a couple wraps, trim it just for now. For some reason it doesn't want to lay back. I'll just tie it in. Alright, so now that we've got the legs somewhat in there, just not cut the length yet, then I can just fold over this foam, and I'm just going to put maybe 2 wraps through just to start. So you can see the beetle shape there. Now to make this HiVis, one trick that I learned is that I take a standard hole punch and I punch out a bunch of orange foam so that I have these, and I glue these onto or tie these into hoppers, and then obviously I think it works well to give me an extra visibility. So I'm just going to, on Beetle, so I'm just going to put that right on top, and then when I come through, I'll set that thread right on it, and when I pull straight down, it's going to bunch up like that, and that thread's going to disappear. Alright, so you can see what that looks like. And you'll be able to see this from a distance. I'll pull everything back and do a couple of turns underneath here, and then whip finish it. Just hold everything back. Put my whip finish in there, and then pull that down. Clip off that thread, and now I can trim up the head as well. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to come more or less straight up from the eye, and you can put a taper in there if you like. For the legs, just kind of cut these to length. And the final step to this, and isn't a necessary step, but I'll put some hardhead loon cement over the entire thing. Again, an optional step, but it helps with the durability and does blend everything together. So I'll just coat the top of that and the indicator. And then just let that dry. So that is a HiVis foam beetle.